I am Zina from Honey Beads and I'm filming this video today for the Potomac Bead Company. All the beads and materials that I show in this video are available at the Potomac Bead Company website. They have a flat rate shipping of $2.99 to the VS and Canada, free over a purchase of $75, and a flat rate shipping of $9.99, free over a purchase of $150 worldwide. Today we're going to make this bracelet, and this is a medium project. This is not very hard to make, but if you're a beginner, this might be just a little bit too hard. It doesn't not have a lot of steps, so it's a fast bracelet to make, and this bracelet is good for 7 inch. This bracelet is very easy to lengthen just by adding a few beads, and I'm going to tell you that in the materials list. So this bracelet can be made half an inch larger just by adding another sequence of beads. You can also use a piece of lengthening chain. So if you have like a 7.5 inch wrist but you want to use a piece of lengthening chain, you can also use that. So let's start. So the materials you will need. You will need 44 4mm beads. You will need some SuperDuos. You will need some 11/0 Miyuki seed beads. You will need 10 6mm beads. You will need 2 size 6mm or size 5mm rings. You will need 1 clasp. You will need optional lengthening chain. So you can leave this out if you don't need any lengthening chain. You will need 2 needles. I'm using size 10 needles. You can also use size 12 needles. You will need something to cut your thread with. You will need a pair of pliers. And you will need some wildfire, and I'm using this in a green color because this matches the bronze seed beads and SuperDuos, and this is in 0.50mm. The materials I just named, so the 44 beads and the 10 6mm beads, are for a 7 inch bracelet. So if you need a little bit larger of a bracelet, you will go up, and I'm going to show you. This is a 7.5 inch bracelet. So if you want to make a 7.5, you will need to add 1 extra 6mm bead, and you will need 4 extra 4mm beads. In this way you will get half an inch extra. So when you add that, you will add half an inch extra, and you can make it as large as you want. To start, we're going to thread our needle with about 1 arm span of wildfire. 1 arm span is from the tips of your fingers to the other tips of your fingers. So you're going to spread your arms, and then from one tip to the other tip. We're going to start with picking up 8 seed beads to make the loop. And always recount that you have enough. Slide them down, and now you're going to pick up 1 seed bead, and you're going to crisscross in this. So you're going through it with 1 needle and then through the opposite side with the other needle, and pull. Now you're going to make sure that this is in the middle, so that you have equally enough thread on both sides. Like this. Now we're going to pick up 2 seed beads on each side and slide them down. We're going to pick up 1 4mm, and we're going to crisscross in this. And pull. Like this. This is the start of our bracelet. So I'm going to show you on this side. So this is the start of the bracelet with the clasp on the loop, and now we're going to make the first square. We're going to pick up 1 seed bead on each side and slide them down. We're going to pick up 1 4mm on each side. And slide them down. Now we're going to pick up 1 seed bead on each side and slide them down. And now we're going to crisscross in one 4mm bead. And it will look like this. Now we're going to make the second step. So we're going to add the SuperDuos here. So we're going to make a bow of SuperDuos, or sorry, not a bow, but a crossover to the other beads. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick up one seed bead on each side. We're going to pick up 2 SuperDuos on each side. And we're going to pick up one seed bead on each side. So I have one seed bead, 2 SuperDuos and one seed bead on each side. Slide them down. And now we're going to crisscross in one 4mm bead. And pull. And it will look like this. As you can see, we now have the same start as we had here. So we're now going to add one sequence of the 4mm beads here. So I'm going to show you one more time. We're going to pick up one seed bead on each side and slide them down. We're going to pick up one 4mm on each side. And slide them down. We're going to pick up one seed bead on each side and slide them down, and we're going to crisscross in one 4mm bead. And pull. Now, as you can see, we're now at the start that we were here. So we're now going to add the seed beads and the SuperDuos. You're going to do this until you have all the beads on, so all the 44 beads. And then I'm going to show you how to make the loop on the other end. So when you're done that, I'm coming back to you. Now, as you can see, we are at the other side and we're going to make the loop here. We're going to first start with picking up 2 seed beads on each needle. Like this, and slide them down. Then we're going to crisscross in one seed bead. So we're going to pick up one seed bead and crisscross in it. Like this. And then on one needle we're going to pick up 8 seed beads. Like this. And then we're going through that same seed bead that we're coming out of in the opposite direction. Like this. Now we're going to pick up the other needle and we're going to reinforce this loop. So we're going through the seed beads that we just added. And pull. Now we're going to pick up the other needle again. And we're going through the next 2 seed beads. We're going to pick up the other needle. And on the other side we're also going through the next 2 seed beads. Like this. And now we're going to make sure that there's no room in between the beads. Sometimes it happens that you have a little bit of room. And we're just going to gently swipe over our beadwork. And you don't want it to be too tight. As long as the SuperDuos lay like this, then you're okay. But make sure there's no space in between. And then you're just going to gently tug here where we ended. So pull the loop a little bit and just gently tug it a little. Now we're going to work on one side first. So I'm going to pick up my right needle. And you can also start on your left if you like that better. And I'm going to pick up one seed bead and I'm going through the next seed bead. So we're going to fill the hole that is in between those seed beads here. and pull. And now I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. So we're going to make the outer edge here, and I'm going to show you on this side, and this is the turnaround bracelet. So as you can see, I'm having here 4 seed beads on the side here. And we're going to make sure that we have a seed bead in between the SuperDuos. So that's what we're going to do in this row. So I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads. Like this, and I'm going through the next 2 seed beads and pull. I'm going up through the first SuperDuo, so I'm going through the second hole, so the top hole of the next SuperDuo, and pull. I'm going to pick up 1 seed bead, and I'm going through the next top hole of the next SuperDuo and pull. And then I'm going through the next 2 seed beads and pull. And then we're ready to start again, because we're just going to do the same as we did here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick up 4 seed beads, then we're going through the next 2 seed beads, we're going through the top hole of the next SuperDuo, pick up 1 seed bead, go through the top hole of the next SuperDuo and go through the next 2 seed beads. You're going to do that until you are at the other end, and don't worry if the beadwork curls a little bit, because we're going to just straighten it up later. So you're going to do that all the way until the other end, and you're going to end just like we did here, with picking up 1 seed bead and putting that in between the hole here, and then we're going to end in the middle seed bead in front of the loop. When you've done that, you're also going to do that on the other side. So on the other side, you're going to pick up 1 seed bead here, and then you're going to go through the next seed bead. You're going to do the same as we just did on the other side, and then you're going to pick up 1 seed bead and add 1 seed bead here also, and you're going to end in the loop here. So when you've done that, I'm coming back to you. Okay, now we are at the other end of the bracelet, and we're going to make the embellishment on top. So I'm going to show you on this bracelet. We're going to make the embellishment on the 4 beads, and we're going to make the 6mm beads stand out on top of, the SuperDuos. So what we're going to do, we're going to take 1 needle first. So I'm going to take my right needle here, and I'm going up through the next 2 seed beads. So I'm coming out of the middle seed bead here, so the middle seed bead in front of the loop, and I'm going through the next 2 seed beads. And then I'm going through the 4mm purl and pull. Now I'm going to leave my thread there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm going to pick up my other needle, and I'm going through the next 2 seed beads. And pull, and I'm going through the 4mm bead. And pull. Now on both needles we're going to pick up 2 seed beads and slide them down. And we're going to crisscross in 1 seed bead. And pull. Now we're going to pick up 2 seed beads again on each side. And we're going to slide them down. And with the right needle we're going through the purl. So I'm going from the right to the left. And pull. Got double thread here, sorry. And with the left needle I'm going to do the same. I'm going from the left to the right through the purl and pull. Give this a gentle tug. Now we're going to pick up on 2 needles 2 seed beads. So 2 seed beads on each needle. Slide them down. And now we're going to pick up one 6mm, and I'm going to string that on one of the needles and slide it down. And then with the other needle I'm going through it in the same direction, so not the opposite direction but the same direction, and pull. And then on both needles again we're going to pick up 2 seed beads, slide them down, and we're going through that first purl, so that's on the opposite side, with the right needle from the right to the left, and with the left needle from the left to the right. And again, give this a gentle tug. And that's all there is to it. So that is what we're going to do to the other side, because now we're starting from the first 4mm here, just like we did here. So you're going to make the embellishments of 2 seed beads, 1 seed bead, and then 2 seed beads on the 4mm beads. And in between, so over the SuperDuos, you're going to pick up 2 seed beads on each side. You're going in the same direction of the 6mm, and then 2 seed beads on each side also. So you're going to do that to the other side, and then I'm coming back to you to show you how you can tie off tie this off, sorry. Okay, now we're ready to end the bracelet, and we're just going to make a simple knot loop for this. What we're going to do, with my right side, I'm coming out of the right side of the pearl. I'm going through the next 2 seed beads down, or actually up in this case, towards the next pearl, and pull. And then we're going to make a knot loop here. So what we're going to do, we're going underneath the thread, we're going to pull, and we're going to stick our needle in that loop. And then we're going to gently tuck it, and we're going to do that a second time. So we're going underneath the thread, pull, go through the loop, make sure your thread is not double, and then you're going to give it a gentle tug. Then we're going through the next 4 seed beads, so that's the 4 seed beads on the side. We're going through the next seed bead, and we're going through the pearl. I can do that in one time. This can be a little bit tight, so take your time. It also depends on the thickness of the thread you're using. I'm using 0.50mm, and that's quite okay. If you can't get it through, you can also use your pliers to just gently tug. There is enough room, but sometimes because the thread is coated, you can have a little bit of trouble getting it through. Like this. And then you're going to take off your needle. Now you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you're going through the next 2 seed beads. So here the next 2 seed beads, then you're going to make 2 knot loops. You're going through the next 4 seed beads, through the next seed bead, and you're going to go across through the next pearl. And then you're going to cut your thread. So you can cut your thread here and then on the other side also. So when you're done that, I'm coming back to you. And now we're ready to add our rings, our clasp, and optional our lengthening chain. So it's very easy. We're just going to open a ring, and we're going to stick it through one of the loops, and on one end we're going to attach the clasp. Make sure this is well enclosed, because you don't want it to open or get behind your sweater or something like that. And we're going to do the same on the other side, so we're going to open a ring, we're going to attach it through the loop, and on the other end we're going to add our lengthening chain. And also make sure this is well enclosed. I'm also making sure it's straight. Like this. And then you have your bracelet. So that's all there is to it, and that is the end of our project. So I really hope you liked this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this tutorial. Subscribe to Potomac Beat channel. Subscribe to me. I am Zina from Honey Beats, and you can find me on YouTube. And I hope to see you the next time. Bye. Have a nice day.